Yeah, so see family, so the very statement, our Father, Jesus said, pray this way in Matthew chapter 6. Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, with a supple confession that the Father he was talking about was in a heaven. He was not the heaven. He wasn't the whole thing. And I know in today's world, the spiritual community and followers of it say the universe is within you. You are the universe, which is a factual statement. Indeed it is, but not the whole universe, because the universal prime creator of all, the omni-all, the El Kadun, is forever creating. So to say that our Father in heaven is all of all is blasphemy in the all. Do you understand this? Alright, and then when you go back to the doctrine that predates Jesus' doctrine, which is the ancient Egyptian doctrine, and why is it so important, like MalachiZ said many times, because the God of Jesus sent messengers of his own to the stepfather Joseph of Jesus when there was doubt about the safety and well-being of his only begotten son to them, because he was born in a time where a wicked ruler named Herod wanted to kill the firstborn of the house of Israel to make sure that the king's seed, because the Magus or Magi said, we heard what was born, a king. They didn't say a Messiah. They didn't say a Christos. They said a king, a Melo. And Herod was worried about that because he was the king. Shit, if they would have said a priest, that shit probably wouldn't have bothered Herod. Shit, Herod would have said, well, send him to me so he can become my priest. But oh no, they said king. So Herod's like, but no, he wants my throne. And so he said, I will kill all of the Israelites to get to this one king that y'all think is so great, that you came from Persia and you came from Arabia. Y'all travel all the way across the world to see some kid in my kingdom and then see me first, alright? Disrespect. That's what Herod felt. So Herod wanted this kid dead, okay? And he wants you all listening dead. He wants all you that think of yourself as royalty, which you are. He wants you dead. And if you don't see yourself as such a position of title, what does a king and queen do? A king and queen of divinity and royalty looks out for not only the village, but also all visitors that don't mean harm to the village. So what this means is, if you have ever looked out for your family, or strangers or friends or animals or anything conscious, you are a king or queen. And through actions you have proven yourself of your throne, that all have listening and not listening right now. Now ask yourself, what does a God do? Well, a God does the same thing. Look out for his creation. In the Google of the universes, in a sense, each universe and star is a village that God looks over. Are you understanding what Ayadapa say? I say all are messiahs. I say all are kings. I say all are pharaohs. We are Jesus. We are Christos. We are Isus. We are Ha. We are Heru. We are Yeshua. We are Yahweh's. We are Jehovah's. We are Krishnas. All is all. Please understand that we all are each other. So when we help each other, we help ourselves. So even selfishness isn't true selfishness, you see. Alright, so Herod wanted this kid dead, you hear? God must have known that he couldn't do anything. Hold on. That's a very powerful statement to say. He couldn't do a thing. God must have felt he couldn't stop Herod by snapping his finger or waving his hand. Why? Because if he could have stopped Herod by merely snapping his finger or waving his hand or making an earthquake in the land or floods or famine or pestilence that would give Herod something else to do rather than concentrate on this little boy, he would have did it. God's only approach was to take my son and hide him in Egypt until Herod dies. The God of our ancestors made people die and made people live. And that's why he could send his messengers to Sarah, who was long past childbearing, and say, don't worry about it, because we got connections with the heavenly one. Next week, next year, when I come back around, you'll have a son. Did she have him? So he controlled life. Also, that same God in that same time told Lot, don't worry about it. I'm going down to the land of Sodom and I'm going to wipe their asses out. Just like that. And he went down to Sodom and he did what? Now that God, who it says in the Bible in Genesis, said, I'm going down there, let me come on. Let us go down to earth and see what those earthlings are doing. He was in heaven. And by he, I mean in Lil, y'all. Because if he was heaven, all the heaven would have come down with him. He said, let us a group of us go down to earth and see what these mortals are up to. He came down here and he didn't like what he saw. So he confounded or dumbfounded the tongues. What they say ain't that what they say. Isn't that what they teach? Now, that God also had another limit. Bear with me, y'all. Stay with me, family. Climb the mountain with me. As the master teacher said, you might not like what I have to say. You might not want to hear what I have to say, but truth is true. Now, what did he and Lil have to come down to see? Why couldn't he and Lil have seen what was transpiring from where he was at? Who were those beings moving with him? How much power did they have? He and Lil said, come on, y'all, let's go on down here so that we could see what the humans are doing. He and Lil got here and saw humans was messing everything up and had the power to turn a language into dialects. Stay with me, family. Stay with me. And this God, he didn't set out to set the record straight for the better. Oh no. That's too much like right, as my mom would say. He and Lil said, let's make them confused. Shouldn't have been the other way around, yeah? Shouldn't he have said, let me confuse them, set the record straight, show them I'm the man, or pull Sodom and Gomorrah on them? Yeah, he should have said, I'm the man, or pull Sodom and Gomorrah on them. These gods of your Bible don't have the kind of power that the Christian preachers and Muslim eons and the Jewish rabbis are teaching you. These gods are limited to what they can and cannot do. Straight up.